Show me that smile again. Don't waste another minute. How was that?
Welcome to NVC for the week of August 16th, 2013. I am your host, Jose Otero, joined by an illustrious panel of IGN editors and VPs and possibly former employees. So
not possibly.
True. I didn't want to spoil it, but by this point, you've heard the news. But before we get into it, let's have each person introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Brian Altano, and I still work at IGN.
Brap. Aber hallo, I'm Per Schneider. I'm the co-founder and publisher.
Hi, I'm Rich. I don't work here anymore.
Wait a second. Technically, you still work here. Otherwise, I want my money back.
Technically, I work here through Sunday.
All right, good.
But yeah,
we're going to make you work Saturday and Sunday, too.
I know, yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks a lot, Per.
I'm sure we will.
So at this moment in the podcast, I thought we should cut to the scene in Zelda 2 where Link dies and Ganon, you hear that sound. And
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah.
Wait, am I supposed to be Ganon?
No, Link died.
You
Yeah,
always
we
Ganon.
lost
Wait, which
Link.
evil is being resurrected then?
I don't know. Maybe me.
I don't
Maybe
think this
could be the
works
one
so
that
well,
lost.
Jose.
It depends on what Rich will become. Yeah,
This is
so
true.
We'll see. Yeah.
This is
Evil.
No, Rich this is not many people know this, but Rich is in fact not going to be dead.
No.
Rich is actually going to be alive and around. So
Yeah, I mean, so I won't be here for this entire podcast for the very reason that I am basically joining Nintendo. So I like
That hasn't happened before.
I know that's never happened before. So full context is I'm joining Golan Harris, which is Nintendo's agency for communications and PR. I will be a senior manager there, and I start on Monday after working the weekend for IGN. You'll still see some stuff coming from me in the coming days and weeks because that's just sort of the way my projects go. Couple or 2 to 3 written things in the next week, and then there's a video documentary that I've been working on that'll come out. I'm not quite sure when, but in a few weeks.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff in the hopper, right?
Yeah,
It
there
doesn't
always
just
is.
Get turned off.
It's hard to do that clean cut.
And of course, we do that mean thing where we bring back like history pieces from
Yeah,
years ago
exactly.
that still have your name on it. And
Just to torture me, someone's going to republish some mean op-ed that I did. So, you know, like how Nintendo lost E3
a great
2012. Yeah, salt in the wound.
Good point, man.
I hadn't thought of that. Thanks, though.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'll be working on PR, and yeah, it's gonna be busy.
So
That's great.
big fall lineup coming up.
So that means you're gonna give us crap when there's like Wii Music 2 coming out, and we're not gonna love it. You're gonna give us crap then.
Actually, that's
Well, yeah.
actually Nintendo giving us crap first.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just mostly gonna be like, hey, Jose, I've got this cool thing for you.
Actually, I will
So,
say
yeah.
that. I
No,
will
it's
say
gonna be a lot
this
of fun.
one thing about Nintendo. Nintendo is not one of those companies where people get upset over reviews.
That's true.
They've never been
Yeah,
like
that's true.
that. You know, they'll if you see somebody from the PR side or the marketing side after we didn't like one of the games, they'll be like, "Oh man, you guys didn't like our game. How come?" But they know, they're aware, but they're not the company that reaches out and is like, "We are angry because you didn't like our product."
Really quickly, let's start with a couple of things from the community. So first, IGN user Lowell Bogan answered a trivia question I put in the blog post last week, which was where does the Nintendo sound at the start of the podcast come from? And he actually named all 3 games. They were all from the Mario and Luigi RPGs. You know,
Excuse me, from the what?
Mario and Luigi RPGs.
So my promise is that every time Josie calls it Mario, I'm going to call it Josie.
Okay.
And
Per-
this marks the last time Rich and Per were on the Nintendo Voice Drop podcast.
Just cross them off. All right, who's next? Yeah, whenever I say Mario, Per can be on the other side of the office, and he'll be like, who?
It's Mario, and I'm
Yeah.
from the East Coast, and these guys used to, give me shit for this, but
Okay, so
it's well, the
you
thing,
adapted.
the way you can tell is when he says his own name, he doesn't say "It's a me, Mario."
That's true.
It's a me, Mario.
I'm going to
Mario.
get Charles Martinet to do it. Like, dare me. We will be at E3, or we will be somewhere with that man, and I will get this on
no
record.
offense, I could honestly go the rest of my life without hearing that guy do
I know.
that, because at E3 this year, you guys were there.
It
We
was
were waiting.
creepy, yeah.
We were waiting for Nintendo's presentation to start, and we had a good 45 minutes of Charles Martinet, and he was just sort of
Yeah.
no script, just talking in the Mario voice, and I
It's
was like, "This is enough."
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, you in the front, Sam Claiborne.
Yeah.
I like your mustache." And
Sorry
like,
for
it
getting
was
you
like-
in trouble, Rich.
Yeah, no,
There we
it
go.
kept on going, but thank you,
Okay.
Josie.
Yeah, no worries. So he figured that out. Yeah, he answered all those. Question of the week. So last week, Brian Altano tossed out there, what characters do you not want to see in Smash Brothers, in the new Smash Brothers? In either version, we weren't very specific. We got a couple of responses. So man, these user handles. I should read these beforehand. Omega Little Bob says he never wants to see Tingle as a playable Smash Bros. Character.
Really? Jose, really, when you think about it, that is a very tame username. Like, really?
No,
like,
I mean just
pretty
reading
good.
them because it's one word.
No,
you're
yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
wait.
It's weird
Omega
when you
Little
say it,
Bob.
but I've seen much worse usernames on
True.
IGN.
This guy's named Thomas.
You should see our banned users list.
Yeah.
That's
much more foul.
Like Booby Tits 84.
I remember.
It was a good year for Booby Tits.
Yeah.
He was a good contributor.
So Tingle, I was kind of like, wow, why? Because I don't know, I've never been horribly offended by Tingle.
Tingle's great.
Yeah,
I think he's great. I think if he flew in on a balloon and dropped things and maps on people and blinded them or whatever you were doing.
He does. I mean, right? Like in
he's in Melee involved. Yeah,
in
yeah.
the Majora's Mask Club.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that sounds right.
But he's designed to be, a silly character. So it's not like somebody created a lame character accidentally. They created a lame character on purpose.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So.
And I've heard he looks like Koji Kondo.
Oh,
You guys, someone look that up and check that. No, I'm not kidding. Nintendo does put some of their designers in their games, and I've heard he looks like Haji Kondo. KK from Animal Crossing is supposed to be someone else, actually.
I don't really think so. I mean, I've met Kondo and
All right, I will look this up.
He wasn't in a green elf suit.
No,
he
well,
wasn't.
of course he didn't look like him.
No,
he didn't throw confetti at that time. Though.
No.
That would be amazing.
I actually got to see Kondo perform. I think it was a theme from Majora's Mask on piano.
No,
That's very cool.
That's
cool.
Look at you name dropping. All right,
I saw him smash a guitar.
Yeah.
On stage once.
So Clive at 5 had a good one. He said he doesn't want to see Noah from the NES game Bible Adventures, which was developed by Wisdom Tree in 1991.
That is so specific.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Noah's powers, though?
Yeah, he can carry 4 cows in the game over his head while running at lightning speed. He would be way overpowered for
That's
Smash
it. No, that's
Brothers.
at least one Donkey Kong. So that's good math right there.
Okay.
That's awesome.
You don't have to worry that guy won't be in the game.
He also said Lance from Pilot Wings would be terrible because he is like a blonde carrot top.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Wow,
Curfew says...
They're so very specifically hateful about specific things. Like
well, Bible Adventures, I mean, I wouldn't want
So
anyone...
the grand scheme of what you probably don't want to be a Smash Brothers character is, pretty big, really. I mean,
that's true.
I don't know.
Well, because if I had said, who do you want to be a Smash Brothers character, people would be like, oh, Knuckles and Tails and Crash Bandicoot. Who you don't want, I guess I...
Would you do?
Yeah.
Can you even think of one you wouldn't want?
That I wouldn't want?
I don't want Toad because when you hit him, it makes a hideous sound.
I actually would not be. I would not be surprised if Toad becomes playable.
Yeah,
actually.
eventually, right?
That just seems
Man,
like
I really
a
hope
pretty
not. That's
logical
actually
point.
that's the perfect suggestion, Perry.
I'm with him. Yeah,
I never
don't
want to see that happen.
I think Toad is a generic character, so
Yeah,
well,
because he gets pulled out by Peach to
who knows?
block and stuff. I think it'd be fun.
He'd probably be the strongest character though, because that's the games play up that he's tiny, but he's super strong compared to everyone else.
I'm always like totally. Ever since they did Pokemon Trainer, I've always thought of like the craziest characters. So like when Sakurai asked me who I'd want, I said all of the Koopalings together. Good. So I think it'd be great to have
Switching
an army.
them out.
Yeah, exactly. And each one's slightly different, and they're all very weak, but they can all do their little thing. I think it'd be great to have an army of Toads.
That's
like Paper Mario style, where they just like mob you.
A good suggestion. We had a guy also in the comments who said he'd like to see something on the Wonderful 101 where it's a group type format. Cool. Toss in Wonder Red, Wonder Blue, Green, Pink, Yellow, White, and Black. This comes from HG Hylia.
Rich, are any of these characters in Smash Brothers?
Oh man, I totally know that whole. I have no idea.
He has not started yet. But Curfew says he would hate to see Pac-Man in Smash Bros., which came up last week, and he put Ducks right afterwards. I'm not entirely sure.
From Duck Hunt, the Ducks, of course.
Oh, maybe.
Unless
I
would the famous Star Wars.
I would love to
Ducks.
see the dog. I saw someone say not the dog. I would love to see the dog. He
Playable?
only stands in the background like the Pokemon trainer, snickers at you, and the birds dive bomb you.
Hey,
I like that. I like that a lot.
That would be amazing.
That'd be a good like smash move or something.
Yeah,
like
your final smash is tapping on the gamepad to like shoot, like you're using the light gun, and if you tag them, then they. I don't know.
That'd be really cool, actually.
Whatever.
Any more that people didn't want?
So the last one I'll read because we want to move on. Is I never want to see Waluigi to be playable in Smash. He's an assist trophy currently, and that's fine. But he says never playable. I've never liked Waluigi. I think Waluigi. I think Wario was the extent of that joke. I feel like Waluigi was a tacked-on afterthought that has somehow still become a thing.
I always wanted there to be like a Wah Peach named Biatch. Have fun at Nintendo, Rich.
That would be amazing,
Right?
Yeah.
She's just real mean, and she's got like tattoos.
The only reason Waluigi exists is because it's a play on words, right? In Japanese, Wadui means bad, and they probably said they're like Wadui, and then they had to do the character just because it just happened, right?
Yeah.
I'm just so
But
glad I
you.
broke Rich right there.
Get you fired before I start.
Either that, or like in a year, it's going to be in a game, and I'm going to be like at your door in the rain, screaming at you.
Rich, answer for this.
You stole biatch from me.
No comment.
Princess Bitch. That's amazing.
That's good.
Oh, this is definitely going to be our video segment of the week.
That's why you had me on.
Jose, remember how I said I wasn't sticking around long?
Yeah, you're still here. Wait, but I do want you to stick around because we do want to get to something very specific about you. But really quickly, I mean, has everyone answered this question here? What's a character you don't want to see? I feel like, Pear, do you have a suggestion?
Toad's good. I think Pear's suggestion for Toad is good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't thought about it much. I mean, like I just love any time that they bring back a series that we haven't seen for a long time, like a character from Advance Wars, or Little Mac, or someone like that.
Or the Wii Fit Trainer. Everyone wanted that to happen.
Even though you think about it, it's like those are not amazing characters. Like Little Mac's not an amazing character, right? But it's just cool because you connect that nostalgia with the game that he's from, and that's why I think you can put all sorts of Nintendo characters in there that are lame, and it's gonna be cool. And that's how Wii Fit Trainer. It's a great joke.
It
to
is
have
a great
that character
joke.
appear, and I bet it's going to be really fun to play.
Yeah. Some folks were really cynical about it, and I feel like
No,
that's
I
a
think it's
perfect idea.
I mean, that's what Smash Brothers can do, though. I mean, they can just take a character like that and make it. And like a year or two from now, you'll be like, oh, that's my favorite character.
Imagine you get Dr. Kawashima. He's like typing numbers. And, like,
His flying head comes in, sure, and he has that devil head mode.
There you go.
I don't want to see any of the Kongs outside of Donkey or Diddy. I think most of the Kongs are terrible.
Those are really
no
bad.
Dixie Kong, no
Dixie,
Cranky.
Trixie, they're all terrible.
Okay.
Like Lanky, he's the worst.
What's
Just
the
like-
orangutan? Is that Lanky Kong?
That's Lanky.
At
He's
least
really
he
bad.
walks.
Funky's cool, but I mean, Funky Funky Kong can't even exist nowadays. I mean, Funky Kong was such a '90s Kong. Like, if you brought Funky Kong out now, nothing's even funky anymore.
Oh,
Hey,
also feel
90s
like-
are retro, man. They can't. That's
Yeah, but
coming
imagine
back.
Funky Kong now. He's like,
You're just gonna see some Lisa Frank pencils all over
I
again
know.
any day now. Just neon all up and everything.
Funky Kong comes out now, and he's like, "You want to fly my airline?" He's got sunglasses and the backwards thing.
That's
Nah,
the whole.
nobody-
I feel like
That's Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad. Like it's right there.
I feel like Funky wouldn't fight anymore. You know, he's
Nah,
done
he's too
all
old.
that in the past. You know, he has a really dirty past, right? Like
It's mostly pot usage.
Oh, yeah.
I feel
Might be, yeah.
was a lot. Sorry, it was a drug reference.
Yeah. Like that's never happened in a Nintendo game before. Have you
drugs,
played?
what else we
Have
got?
you played Yoshi's Island?
Yeah.
That has a drug reference. That's
Oh, God,
pretty.
the
Yeah.
squirrely
Touch
levels,
Dizzy,
yeah,
get
yeah,
fuzzy.
yeah.
Or I may have that backwards.
I think Funky Kong was getting fuzzy for like 30 years, and nowadays he's just like, "Hey
He's
man,
done.
I'm done."
He'll be an assist trophy. He'll come in
Yeah.
and give you like a little airplane.
He goes to like Willie Nelson concerts now.
Yep.
And that's it.
He
He's
just
mostly
comes out,
retired.
sits in a
Willie
rocking
Nelson
chair,
comes.
watches the fight, and then just leaves.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like, "I don't even get why they're fighting, man." And he leaves. That's it.
All
that
right.
was just a breathing noise he did there.
Rich, do you have well, Pear? Wait, do you have another suggestion on outside of Toad or?
No,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
Look,
No, I think
I'm
your
happy
answer
to
was
have
good.
any franchise included, but I agree. I don't want to see the other Kongs. I really didn't like them in Donkey Kong 64.
Oh,
and
God, they're
some
the
of
worst.
other games
Yeah,
either,
they're the worst.
So,
So, Rich, can you answer this question?
I don't know. I mean, anytime I've ever thought there was a character that wasn't really going to work in the series, it somehow proved me wrong, and I thought it was actually pretty cool. Now, whether I'll play with that character or not is a different question. Like, I never really play with Game & Watch, but when they revealed Game & Watch, I'm like, what is this? This is weird. And then
brilliant,
and then
though.
it somehow
Love that
works,
one.
you know? I mean, I actually have this feeling that Wii Fit Trainer is going to become very good.
Yeah.
She looks like she has she will probably be a character that like more traditionalist like fighting game fans use because she's kind of more proportioned like a regular fighting game character, you know?
She
You know,
looks like a human being.
She's not a tiny fox with a little gun that's like zipping all around and shooting at people. She like it just does normal like fighting moves, but like yoga style.
And you never know how the characters are balanced either,
Yeah.
right? Like when Jigglypuff was first added, there were a lot of guys who said, "I'll never play as Jigglypuff," right? Like pink singing thing, and then they're like, "Oh my god, it's really powerful," right? And then it became a favorite of competitive players for a while, right? Just because of the balancing.
Yeah,
so.
Jigglypuff was a finalist in this year's Smash Brothers.
Oh, yeah,
at Evo.
always,
Yeah,
always.
yeah, it was close.
That's crazy.